Welcome to the Hampton Downs Club Circuit and welcome to New Zealand, the Lamborghini Huracán Tecnica. This is the final Huracán. Is it the ultimate Huracán? Let's find out. Subscribe to see the first drives of New Zealand's newest and best cars driven on New Zealand roads in New Zealand conditions. You know, there's been 13 versions of the Huracán, coupes and spiders. There's four-wheel drive, there's rear-wheel drive. We've had the awesome Performante, the Evo, the glorious STO, and the madness of the Stirato. Now there's this, the swan song if you like, the Tecnica. Every Huracán shares the same striking silhouette, the same magnificent V10 engine. But over the years, that V10 has produced more and more power. It started out at 600 horsepower for four-wheel drive and 572 for rear-wheel drive. Well, now the rear-wheel drive Tecnica has 631. That's 470 kilowatts. Rightio, that's the history lesson out of the way. So how will history, though, remember the Tecnica? Well, it's time to find out. Lamborghini built this as the purest driving experience. Just listen to that V10. It does put me in a bit of a tough spot. Yes, it's a big call, but it's also how I described the STO when I drove it a couple of years ago. It's amazing, but there's another aspect to this car, and that's feel. And this car feels incredible. Well, the Tecnica does share the STO's drivetrain, so maybe they're onto something. But then you have to remember that this is the distillation of, well, 10 years of advancement with the Huracán. And let's be honest, there's no such thing as a so-so Lamborghini. Every Lamborghini is an event. So in that sense, the STO would be like a Metallica concert. And this, well, more Springsteen. It still rocks, just not quite as hard. So, born in Santa Gata, and welcome to Thunder Road. Straight away, it's a complete car, but the star without doubt remains that 5.2 litre V10. Listen to it. Peak power at 8,000 RPM. That is glorious. The Huracán still looks like tomorrow. It's hard to believe this car debuted in 2014. And it's all down to the styling. And now with the Tecnica, you get the Sian-inspired Ypsilon design framing the new front splitter. It makes Lamborghini Street Fighter look even more aggressive. And that's before you take in the best angle, the redesigned rear deck and the flat glass engine cover. This has to be one of the best views in the automotive world. Added comfort adds 40 kilos to the Tecnica's weight, but at the same time this car is 30 kilos lighter than the Evo rear-wheel drive, and it also produces an extra 35 kilos of downforce. So either it's a slightly toned down STO or a slightly hotted up Evo. You know what? I think it's time to stop comparing and just start savouring what will be the Huracán swan song. This is proof that purity and comfort can coexist, along with a healthy dollop of excitement, visually and from behind the wheel. You know, the upside of the longevity is they've constantly improved the Huracán. The perfect example is the central computer, the brain of this car, that controls all the drive rates, the four-wheel steering, the traction control, the active suspension. It's like the conductor, and the result is this, a driving symphony. And the 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox delivers either brutal on-track gear changes or indistinguishable ratio swaps on road. The 3 different modes allow you to cruise, showboat, or commit to a red-hot lap. When the Huracán first arrived, it was all-wheel drive, and it was I guess, one of Lamborghini's selling points. But it says something too that this ultimate Huracán is a two-wheel drive. A result is a car. It doesn't devour tarmac like the four-wheel drive, it dances. And those two driven wheels will still get the Tecnica to 100 in just 3.2 seconds, onto a top speed of 323. You know, I like the security of all-wheel drive, but man, I love the front-end bite you get with the rear-wheel drive. Man, this car is so playful. When I say playful, I'm talking sort of How to Train Your Dragon sort of playful. Okay, it's not quite fire-breathing, but the lack of turbocharging delivers a firecracker throttle response and a sound that really is a sonic majesty. New road-going cars will never make this sort of noise again. This really is the sound of a 10-cylinder Rapture. The V12s may sit higher in the Lamborghini pecking order, but the Huracán has been more than just a little brother. Sure, it doesn't have the scissor door swagger of the big dog, but the Tecnica captures every ounce of what it takes to be a Lamborghini. Well, it's only here amongst the olive groves after a bit of a quiet drive that I've been able to sort of take in what I experienced at the track in this car, that screaming V10, the bite of the front end, the glorious chassis. Now I'm trying to work out where the Tecnica fits in the Huracán opera, the 10 years we've had. Is it the crescendo? No, it's not. I think that is the STO. That's such a visceral operatic statement in itself. This, though, is the denouement, that final act. This sums up and brings together the Huracán journey. It's a brilliant car, easily the best looking Huracán of the lot. I cannot wait to see Lamborghini's next act.